where do you keep your API keys? Do you keep them secret, store them server-side in environment variables, or do you put them publicly out on the open internet in bare HTML pages? Now, I'm making light of it, but look, I can't fault you. No one can fault you because Google told you to. It's right there in the documentation. Say you were trying to set up Google Maps or the Google Maps API. Scrolling down, going through their instructions, they tell you to grab a key, and then when you need to make a request or use it, you include your API key in every request. So the HTML on your website or JavaScript that it ends up using includes your key right there. They tell you to replace the API key in the public code with your own key's alphanumeric string. Now, if you were to go and create an API key to use in your code, you note AIZA as a standard start, but the default configuration is allowing the key to be unrestricted. So they do give you a clue in the apply API key restriction segment, noting that really this means an unrestricted API key, which is what's created by default, could access any API. So if you're wondering, why is Google telling you to put an unrestricted API key public and exposed to the internet? Well, it's because those aren't like API keys in the way we traditionally think about them. They say these API keys for Firebase services are not secret. The keys are designed for project identifiers for billing, and they aren't designed to be used as authentication credentials. They are public by design. So, okay, right? That's fine. It seems fine up until a certain point. A new wrinkle in the time-space continuum kind of put that on its head. And you know what it was? Google's AI Gemini. This is some really cool new research from my friends over at Truffle Security, the folks that make Trufflehog. And their blog says Google API keys weren't secrets, but then Gemini changed the rules. So however long the Google documentation has straight up told you and developers it's fine to throw those keys into code, they aren't secret, they can be public, but Gemini will use the same API key, and if by default they are unrestricted and you can use any key to then access Gemini if it's enabled, almost 3,000 websites have these exposed keys. Originally meant in the totally fine, safe to use scenario, but now Gemini is not what it was intended to be used by and now can be abused. So someone could access any of your uploaded files, cache data, or just rack up tokens. I love the graphic here. 2019, remember Hot Girl Summer? When it was fine to just have that dangling, but now it can be leveraged with Gemini. They walk through the same thing that I was kind of telling you about, and here's the thing. Enabling the Gemini API or Generative Language API on any of your Google Cloud projects, all the other keys that might have already existed, like Google Maps, like Firebase, whatever, can now be used to hit the Gemini API. And you didn't know. So now, however long those keys have been out and about, there's a funny unintentional risk that maybe we just forgot about, and the default setup just makes this open access. I gotta be honest, I think the funniest thing is that we were just sort of like, oh, whoops, we didn't know, we didn't realize, we forgot. I don't know, I'm assuming, right, that's my interpretation of this kind of thing, because all it needs is like, okay, cool, you found what was just a public key, and then Gemini is gonna be able to respond. So if you find that on some website, you slap it into this URL, and then you can talk to the AI inside their environment. And I started to wonder, could you just then access all of the other APIs? Maybe get into Google Drive, maybe get into Google Docs. No, I mean, you'll still be within the Gemini enclave, but any of the uploaded files like pictures or cache info there would be exposed and accessible. And almost 3,000 of these are already out there. They scanned the November 2025 Common Crawl dataset. A massive 700 Tiberius, tebibytes, not Tiberius or Tibs. The Common Crawl archive contains 2.29 billion pages. That's pretty cool. I gotta be honest, I didn't know this thing existed. But anyways, they hunted through that and found all of those live API keys. And the victims there, right, victims at risk in waiting to potentially be leveraged, major financial institutions, security companies, global recruiting firms, and notably Google themselves. I'm sorry, I'm not poking and fun, but this is kind of a cool way to like really demonstrate impact. We provided Google with concrete examples from their own infrastructure. These keys were left hanging out in a Google Products public-facing website. They tracked it down on the Internet Archive from 2023, way before Gemini was kicking around. Used totally as a public project identifier as the documentation tells you to, but now they're able to go ahead and use that and interrogate Gemini with the key deployed years ago. I just think that's wild. But look, the disclosure timeline, I wanted to get to this because it sounds like they were discussing this in November. Google called it good to start, and then they danced a little bit, was able to really prove some impact with the suite. Actually, Google, it's affecting you too. Then Google leans in, they get the list of these exposed and affected customers, and they got an internal pipeline to discover these leaked keys, restrict exposed keys from accessing Gemini API, and we're committed to addressing the root cause before our disclosure date. Disclosure day ended. So, been chatting with Dylan and the Truffle team, and I guess they still haven't heard anything back yet. But wanted to spread the word, kind of tell the story, because I think it's kind of wild. It was tough to get this across the desk, and there has been some movement, but not a lot. So I guess it's really, as again, up to us to spread the word and communicate the understanding of this to folks. And then know that, look, you can go track down what GCP or Google Cloud projects you happen to have that are using API keys if they are unrestricted, and then go ahead and clean those up. Especially considering Google's own public API keys that are now meant to be private because Gemini exists. And that API key, originally totally intended, literally documented and designed to be public, now really should be a little bit more secret. Or at least we make sure we toggle off that insecure default of having the API key and access to every other API. I don't want to gloss over, though, Google has put out a little bit more in their roadmap as to how you have a little bit more understanding of this. They do want to proactively notify folks when their API key is out and about, but they plan to now move all new keys with Google AI Studio to be limited by default in an effort to prevent this unintended cross-key usage. So fingers crossed that is coming together. But man, shout out to Trufflehog, or Truffle Security, right? You could use Trufflehog to go track it down in your own code base. And they've got a webinar video with a little bit more explanation, just about 15 minutes, pretty easy, from Joe Leon, the researcher that dug into all this. So kudos, credit where credit is due, my friend. Super cool stuff. Hey, that's it. Rotate your keys. What you thought wasn't a secret now is. AI overlords are doing their thing. Link below to all the sweet resources, but dude, what a neat finding.